provide you with a map, a link to maps to get there if you from where you were. Also, the ability to do photo verification at that point on site, as well as if you the moment you showed up, you could you could go to the site manager and have them confirm that you're there. So the sorts of things that so they had features that the construction industry knows are generally best practices in terms of handling employees on site, and also allowing the employees the best way to get there with as few excuses as possible. Like, oh, I couldn't get your boss because I didn't have directions to get here. Which is a very typically an excuse the very first time somebody comes on the site. That it eliminated, it essentially removed those items. In other words, it anticipated the general concerns and items that you see in the construction firm which are typically used to ensure that employees are on site and have checked in with their with the on-site construction manager and the like. So at a high level, it provides a very clear idea of and uses terminology that is construction oriented. So it was clear that in the case of, as an example, Exact Time and Bird Dog, they knew, whoever put it together clearly had either worked in the construction industry or had a significant amount of help in terms of and consulting done to ensure that most of the issues that would typically pop up as being necessary in order to give a look and feel of what an ease of use that are needed for construction at this point, that just makes it easier for them. So that is critical. That is not what Bamboo did because it's much more general, but it certainly was what what Bird Dog and Exact Time and About Time did.
Got it. Can you talk to us a little bit, taking sort of a step higher up? What is it that firms like Bamboo HR, an About Time, a Bird Dog can do better or worse, or maybe it's pricing or what have you, versus an SAP, an Oracle, an ADP, a Kronos, any of those other sort of large guys? I mean, why can they win in this sort of lower end market versus the big guys who you would think would be able to, or maybe they're just not interested in it, but would be able to wipe a Bamboo, out?
Well, and so when you take a look at this, so when you take a look at this versus most of the other applications, it's generally really easier to install and set up and integrate. It's generally easier to administer, and and if there's a challenge or a problem, you can contact people to get that to make that happen. So when you compare it to other options at this point, generally that you just mentioned, those other options generally are more expensive. The integration typically is a bit more